Hi, I'm Dan Triano, president of Far Out Fishing, and I'm going to show you rig assembly and bait preparation for our Sure Shot bait caster. Alright, first off we're going to show you the tools and tackle you're going to need to properly prepare a Far Out Fishing rig. We'll start off with our Far Out Fishing sinkers. They come in assorted sizes anywhere from 4 to 20 ounces. Got our Far Out Fishing bait molds. You're going to get 2 6-packs of these, which is 12 molds, and 2 6-pack holders, okay? These clip in there like so, and this is what it looks like when it's all clipped together. You're also going to need stainless steel leader. You're going to need double sleeve crimps, heavy duty swivels, and assorted size hooks for whatever you're fishing for. If you like to fish for sharks like we do, we use a big hook. Okay? You're going to have to use braided line. This is a must. Okay? You cannot use monofilament on our system. It will definitely kink up on you within 2 or 3 shots. You'll probably get 1 or 2 shots off, but after that it's going to snap. Okay, so you don't want to waste your tackle. Alright, so any kind of braided line will work. We like to use Power Pro. Okay? As far as the stainless steel leader, we like to use tie gear. Okay? You can buy any kind of stainless steel leader, but we recommend tie gear. Okay? You're going to need a pair of crimping pliers and cutting tool. This has a cutter and crimper all in one, okay? You're going to need a pair of split ring pliers. This has just a split ring on it. It's got a nice little cutter on there, and you can also crimp with this, okay? And a blender. We like to put some chum into our molds when we're making our bait. Instead of just throwing water inside the mold, we like to grind up some fish, preferably bunker. It's nice oily fish. It's great chum slick when you zip it out there and it melts out. Okay, so with that said, we're going to go right into making a bait rig for our Far Out Fishing caster. Now that you know your tools and tackle, the first step in assembling a bait rig is to take your 6-pack holder and assemble it. Okay, so you're going to grab a 6-pack rig holder. You're going to take your bait molds and you're going to slide them in. Now what you want to make sure is it has little tabs on the top here. The tabs must be up. These tabs lock into the top of the bait mold. So when you clip these in here, these 4 little tabs are going to hold this 6-pack up in your refrigerator so it doesn't dump out. Okay, you don't want to dump your bait all over your refrigerator, it makes a mess. Okay, once you have that done, you're going to take Far Out Fishing sinker. We're fishing for sharks, so we're using 12 ounce, 13, 14 ounces. I've got a couple of pre-made ones here on the wall, okay, but we're going to show you how to put one together, and then we're going to load these weights into these tubes, okay? So first off, you take your sinker, you set it down, you grab your 135-pound stainless leader. You're going to grab a double-ended sleeve crimp. You're going to slide it through the one end like so, okay? Slide it through that swivel head just like that. And slide it back through, okay? And you want that wire to stick out just a little bit past the other side, and you tighten up that loop a little bit just like that, okay? Just like so. Drag that out, drop it into your tube. Let it set down all the way on the bottom. Once it's on the bottom, you're going to take your fingers and you're going to slide them over the top of this tube like this. You're going to take your cutting pliers, slide it over the wire just above your fingers and cut, okay? Now what this does is it allows you to have the exact distance of wire in this tube that you need, okay, when you're going to fill your tube up, that your swivel is going to be sticking out the top, okay? Now that connection right there, you're going to want to crimp that. So you find the slot in the crimping tool, that's the right one for that crimp, and push down as hard as you can. Slide that up on the crimp again, push down as hard as you can. Slide up again. So you get almost to the end of both sides of the crimp. Now it's nice and tight. And you have a little bit of flaring on both ends of it. Alright, now you take your heavy duty swivel. You're going to do the same thing with this double-ended sleeve crimp as you did on here with this swivel. So you slide that through. Slide that through the eyelet on the swivel. Slide it back into the double sleeve, just so it sticks out a little bit, and tighten the loop up. Now if you did everything correctly, when you drop that in that tube, the swivel is going to be at the perfect height so you can tee this off with a finishing nail, and that's going to allow you to have the swivel sticking out so when you freeze it, it's going to be easy to clip onto. I'll show you in a second, okay? Here we go. We're going to crimp this on. Slide it down. Keep crimping till you're to the end. Now, I set that inside there, and look at my swivel eyelet is right at the top of the mold, which is perfect. So when you put your finishing nail in there to hold that, it's going to hold that swivel up in the air. So when you dump your chum and your water inside there, you won't have a problem clipping onto your swivel after it's frozen. Okay, now you have that done. You're going to leave that, you're going to pull that out, and you're going to pull your nail out. It's set perfect. Now you take your leader again. You're going to do the same thing that you just did on the three-way swivel and the barrel swivel onto the other side of the three-way swivel. This is your bait leader, okay? Now we're fishing for sharks, so we use heavy gauge wire on the leader for the sharks because of their teeth. Okay, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to put that through the double-ended sleeve, slide it through the eyelet, the other eyelet that doesn't have a crimp on it, slide it back, just so it sticks out a little bit. Pull it tight, pull that loop a little tight like that. It's perfect. Now you want to crimp that down. You don't want to go all the way to the end of the crimp either because you can pinch the line. So you want to stay just a little bit away from the end of the crimp so it flares it out. Slide it down, keep crimping. Okay, you're ready to go. Now you're going to drop this inside there. What I like to do to create the length for my leader when we're fishing for sharks, you can make it any length you want, but sometimes it's hard to get a lot of leader into the tube. So what I do is I just take this distance, drag it down to the bottom of the bait mold, and I add a couple inches on it, and I'll just cut it right there, okay? Now, you've got a nice leader connected to your swivel, okay? Now, you pick your size hook. I think these are 10-aught swivel hooks, okay? It's a good hook for shark bait. It's got a nice opening on it. It's easy to hook through the bait. Okay, we're going to slide this through there. Go back through the double-ended crimp again on the other side. Tighten it up so you got a nice loop. Now what you don't want to do is you don't want to tighten this up too tight down here. You want that hook to be able to flip around. Okay, you don't want to have it real tight because it won't allow the hook to twist around and be able to hook into the fish's mouth. So you want to leave a nice loop in there. Crimp this on again. Stay a little bit away from the end again. I like to use a little leverage. You can put that on the table so you can squeeze down on it nice and tight. Okay, there's your 4-aught fishing rig, just like that. Okay, nice steel leader on there. If that shark tries to bite through there, he's going to have a problem. Big hook, big weight, we're throwing big bait. Okay, your next step is to fill up the blender with a little bit of water. We're going to fill it to the top. What we're going to do is we're going to throw some bunker inside here. We got some nice bunker here we got from our good friends in New Jersey. And we're going to slide that in there just to create a little chum to dump inside the mold. One bunker is usually enough with that amount of water. Turn your blender on. We'll have a nice pan here so if you're doing it somewhere you don't make a mess. And you can also put your bullet molds inside here when you're preparing. So everything stays inside this pan. We'll shut that down. That's ready to go. Like I said, we have these rigs already made, okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to show you how to hook your bait onto your 4-aught fishing rig. First, you're going to grab your finishing nail, okay? You're going to slide this, the sinker into the mold, and you're going to slide that through the bottom eyelet and just leave it to the side. Okay, now your hands are free. Now you can grab your bait, do whatever you have to do with it. We're going to reach in, grab us a nice little bunker, okay? We're going to hook this to his eye, just like that. Now you can leave it hooked through his eye. It's a great hook job. It's probably not going to come up. What I like to do is pull that through there, like so, and then hook it into his back of his tail a little bit, just to give you a little bit of, you're hooked on to a little more meat. So just in case when it hits the water, if it tends to fly off, if something happens to the ice when it hits the water, it's going to have a better chance of staying on if it's double hooked. Okay, you're going to grab that. And what you want to do is you want to tuck this fish in head first, because if you try to stuff it in backwards, it's going to have resistance because the scales go the other way. So it's a lot smoother. Like a fish is a bullet, you're going to want to put them in the bullet mold head first. So what I like to do is take a, make a little loop like this, tuck that inside there, and just push that fish down inside there. When you're tucking it in there, just be sure that you don't tangle your hook inside your line. It's a rarity for us to get knots in our line. The system works really well. I mean, every time we reel our line in, there's no knots in it. I mean, 1 out of 10 casts, you might have a little bit of twist in your line. Okay? Now we're going to repeat that process 5 more times. You can put any size hook you want on here. We got big hooks. You can put a big piece of bunker on there. I mean, we're throwing big weight, big bait in a matter of seconds. So I'll grab a little bit bigger bunker for a hook like that. Like I said, we can hook them through the eye, just like so. Pull that through there. Slide that through there like that. I mean, that is a heck of a shark bait right there. You're throwing that thing out there on the average 250-yard cast, and you can reach 300 yards with this with the proper weight and bait. Okay. You slide that in again, grab another nail, put it on the bottom of your swivel, take your bunker, flip it around, do a little loop. Now, sometimes the bunker is going to be a little wider than 2. All you have to do is squeeze that bunker together a little bit, just like so. And just jam them down in there. Whatever goes in there is going to come out of there. Okay, it doesn't matter. If you can get it in the tube, it's going to come out. Because essentially what you're pulling out is an ice popsicle. Okay, so you don't have to worry about it being rough. Okay, it was rough going in there. It's not going to come out of the tube when it freezes. It's going to come out, and it's going to go down the barrel. Okay, that's number 2. Grab another hook. We got a little bit smaller hook on this one. We'll find a little bit smaller piece of bait, okay? Something tiny. There you go. Again, you're going to hook this through the eyelet, pull it through, hook it down at the bottom. It's nice meat down here. It's a little stiffer. Doesn't have a tendency to pull through there so fast. Okay. Get another finishing nail. Tuck it to the side. Do your loop, tuck that down in there. Like I said, he's a little bit bigger, but squeeze him down and go right in there. Always make sure you push him down to the bottom of the weight. You don't want a lot of voids in the distance from his tip to the weight. Push his head right down to the bottom.